Well, hey everybody, how are you? This is Leslie. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm recording this right after the Memorial Day weekend, so hope you, in the US, and hope you had a great time. Ours was really quiet, but I wanted to talk today about exploration, creativity, and yes, fear. So, do you give yourself permission to explore as you are looking at this field for the first time? Do you give yourself permission to look at and research on Google? Do you think about doing that? Are you doing it? If not, start doing it now. As soon as you're done watching the video, go to Google and put in some areas of law, personal injury, um, business law paralegal, personal injury paralegal, workers' compensation paralegal, family law paralegal. Start doing research. Ask yourself, do I like any of these areas of law? That's worth your time. Exploration is always good. Get my book, Legal Break-In, on Amazon. Just go to Amazon, look for Legal Break-In. It's in Kindle or paperback format. That gives you the insider's view behind the scenes of this career, tells you what basic skills you need, talks about why you shouldn't call the legal administrator when you send in your resume and cover letter, and lots more. And you can read it quickly. It's short chapters, and get it in Kindle format so you can just go through it on your phone. So that's what I do with some Kindle books. It's just, I'm looking at my phone, might as well be reading some books that I like. And give yourself permission to explore. It's not something that I would hold out like to other people so much, because they think then it's time to offer their 2 cents when, or their opinion. When you don't need their opinion at the moment, be confident in your exploration. That's all it is right now. You're thinking about it, you want to find out more about it, you're not committing to it. Start doing your research. That's what good paralegals do. They're good detectives. So be a detective, and as if somebody hired you to find out every bit about this career for them, but only it's for you. And find out, oh, can I make it in this career? I wonder what the salary is. Now, when you Google that, that's not the true salary. So don't let that salary drive you, because you're not going to be making much when you start. Now, if that takes it off the table, then it should be off the table, because you're not meant to be in it. But if you are interested in building something for yourself and building a career, and it's not a 9 to 5 job, no 9 to 5 job pays $53,000 to start. That's fantasy land. Okay, so don't go when you Google the salary. That is not truth. Okay, that don't even pay attention to that. I can't give you what salaries are, so don't even bother asking me that. That's not something I can do. That'd be like me looking in a crystal ball, because every law firm is different, and it depends on the size of the law firm and the town and the all of that, and what there's no like every beginner paralegal makes XYZ. That's not how it works. So let me ask you some questions here that I've written down. Are you feeling emotions when you are investigating this career? I know I was. I mean, when I jumped in with zero schooling, by the way, big hint there, giving you a big hint, zero schooling. I was fearful, but my curiosity was at a peak. So I was like, I want to see what this is about. Big deal. I don't know where it's going to lead. And so, I got into it, found out I liked it, but that I didn't want to remain in the initial job that I was in, because I was very limited. And the only person giving me more responsibility, was the attorney. And I had run my own business, so I could handle a lot. But, and I'm sure you can too, whether you've run a business or not. That's not the prerequisite to getting in this. But I was like a mover and a shaker personality, even though I tend to be an introvert. I push and I want to learn more and I want to be the best at what I'm doing. And other people will always try to hold you back. It's just the way humans are. You'll have that one mentor or two that are like, yeah, go for it. But even my mentor, my paralegal mentor, was trying to hold the reins and keep me back. The attorney was like, go ahead, do it. See, so it's great to have somebody like that in your corner, but we don't always have that. I'll be in your corner saying go for it, but most people will be afraid for you, especially whether they're in a career or not. If they did it one way, they'll think that's the only way that it can be done. Not so. Okay, so what emotions are you feeling about looking at this career for the first time? Are you feeling fearful about it? Apprehension? Are you feeling excitement? What is it that's going on here? Number 2, if you're feeling apprehension and fear, and stagnation about it, where you're not moving towards it, what would be the opposite? Close your eyes and think about the opposite. And what would it look like to just not feel the fear, not feel the stagnation or go through that, not feel the procrastination, and just go for it? What would that feel like to you? And then here's number 3. If I felt blank, which is no negativity, so it wouldn't be fear. But if I felt uplifted, if I felt sure, then what action would you take? What action would you take? Now, I wasn't sure, but I thought, I'm so curious. I want to find out what this is about. And what's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen? That I don't like it and I have to say goodbye? Adios. See you later, everybody. This wasn't for me. That's okay. Exploration is okay. I found a way to be creative in this field. And I don't mean sitting there painting. It's creative in other ways, making things easier for myself within the job. That's, logic combined with creativity. It's a win-win. So when you go into a place and you find an easier way to do something that's not going to upset the whole apple cart in the law firm, then do it, as long as it's not going to hurt something. But there's creativity where, you're creative in your exploration by going on Google and looking at the different jobs, and that's your homework for yourself. And that's the fun part. What are you honing in on? What are you looking at that is like lighting your fire as you do this research? For me, bookkeeping is not something I like. It's necessary in this world. It's necessary for me to do for my taxes at the end of the year, to list everything that's expenses or profit or whatever. Profit and loss statement. I don't like doing that. It's not my forte. It's not something I love. So what is it that's something that you adore, that makes you feel that you want to go to work every day? What is that? That's what you have to hone in on. And it could be within law. It could be within one of those areas of law. So that's the thing. Go to Google and start your research for you. And think about, I'm looking at personal injury, but are there other types of jobs within personal injury? Yes, there are. So go find what that is. I'll give you a hint. There's personal injury, and it's the type I was in was called medical malpractice and catastrophic personal injury, where there was not only loss of life, but physically being terrifically, I mean, terribly, not terrifically, terribly injured. Um, Automobile accidents can be that too. That's a different area, or a different area of law, but it can be to a lesser degree sometimes, and sometimes not. Sometimes extreme bodily harm, but there are subsets of one area of law you might not have thought about. So there's your research. You like criminal law? Go find out. There's white collar, blue collar crime. You need to go find out what you would be doing. Do you like that? Family law. It might be that a law firm just specializes in adoption only, but that one law firm does all of it. So find out, is that something that you would like to do, but really dive into it in your research. All right, so exploration is always good. And being fearful is kind of the name of the game when you're starting out, but even when you're experienced and you're going to a new law firm, you might have a lot of good knowledge and you've worked in a law firm for a while, but then you go to a new area of law and it's almost like, not totally, but you're starting over again, and that can produce fear as well. So you go forward in spite of fear. Fear is real. Nobody's saying it isn't. But those of us who've gone forward, and I used to watch people and listen to interviews with people who were successful or who were athletes, and they were always asked the question, are you afraid? Are you afraid before you do XYZ, before you go out there, before you go speak, before you launch something? And everybody said yes. So I thought, well, they're just operating with the fear. They're continuing to move in spite of the fear. So I hope this was helpful. Answer those questions that I posed, those 3 questions, okay, for yourself. And then do that homework so you know which way you're headed, which area of law lights your fire, okay? Now, stay tuned because the launch, I'm going to announce the date for the next class launch. And you should get on the wait list. I'll post the link right after I end this video. It'll be in the description box below. And if you don't have my book Legal Break-In, I highly suggest you go to Amazon and get that today, because that is the first step. The second step is to become part of the class and get on the wait list so that I can send you, I don't do a lot of emails, but I can send you an email that says it's coming on this date, and I'll do additional trainings will be available in those emails, so don't miss out on that. Okay, so have a great day, and I will talk to you in, let's see, tomorrow's video. Take care. Bye.